Cousins.
Upset? I don't think that's the right word. I'm thinking more along the lines of devastated. Okay? He should be on his hands and knees to Kirk Cousins, we need you. Do you remember what happened when they got Peyton Manning? They won a Super Bowl, and Peyton Manning was not even great that year. We can agree, right? He fell off a cliff. They need Kirk Cousins. I know I've league to injuries. What did he do? He goes out, throws for 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, tied for first in the NFL in game-winning drives with 4. I'm telling you, Colin, Kirk Cousins is so undervalued right now. And the last point, against playoff teams, they faced 5 playoff teams last year. The defense gave up 33 points a game in those meetings. Kirk Cousins had no chance last year in Washington. I think the Broncos need him. I think the Vikings, the Browns, somebody's going to pay this guy $30 million and get him.
You know what I think John Elway is saying? Because the New York Giants, the reports keep saying, we don't want a quarterback. Because the Giants, remember, bailed on Eli, bad press. The Giants, this old blue blood, didn't like it. They didn't like the negativity of the Mara family. They're saying now, we're gonna keep Eli. What does that mean? Darnold or Rosen are available. What has John Elway always liked? He went after Peyton Manning, big brain. What does John Elway stand for? Big brain. Where did he get Trevor Siemian, Northwestern, private school? Who in this draft does Elway see? Josh Rosen, UCLA. Josh Rosen, like Elway, a little chatty. Remember when John Elway came into the league? I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'll go to baseball. I think John Elway sees Josh Rosen, reads what he hears from the tea leaves on the Giants, and he's like, I'm going to get Darnold or Rosen, and I think it's Rosen, and I relate to him. I think he sees Rosen as Denver's future.
Here's my only thing. Number one, don't be surprised if the Giants are sending smoke screens.
Yes.
All right, I mean, saying they don't want a quarterback and all that. They might just be putting that out there. Number two, this article, and it was just pure speculation. It wasn't like there were any sources, unless it just came totally from the agent of Cousins and saying it's going to be these two teams. The article was speculation that Cousins isn't going to visit 4 teams, so I think he'll end up in the Jets or Minnesota it'll come down to. So I don't think Denver's out of it. And I'm with you. I do think they need to be all in. I think Minnesota is the best choice for Cousins, but I think Denver is right there at number 2. And like you said, I think Elway needs to be all in on trying to get him.
Well, I think John Elway should be upset with John Elway because you're talking about a football team that had Peyton Manning, but they didn't have a backup. They had no backup plan. They had when Manning left, they had Osweiler, and we can let him go. We had nobody. So I think that when you look at this football team, this is not the same defense that it was.
It's not.
3 years ago.
It's older.
Thank you. It's like that Seahawks defense. It's getting older.
No question.
So it's not as appealing as it was before.
Yeah,
so
Minnesota's
young. They got a young running back, Dalvin Cook. They got young receivers. I think that's the team that, like, hey, this is the guy that we're missing. And one thing playing in Minnesota, that is a true home game. In Denver, too, but not like Minnesota.
I just worry, Eric. In Denver, you're looking at the rest of the division. The Raiders are set with Carr for the future. The Chiefs are going all in on Mahomes. Okay, the Chargers have Rivers for a few more years. What does Denver have? They've got nothing at quarterback. Colin, I know you love Elway. He whiffed badly on Brock. He whiffed badly on Paxton Lynch. You really have confidence that Josh Rosen's going to be there? You're willing to punt on Kirk Cousins?
I like Kirk Cousins. I don't like him at 30 large a year. Like, Minnesota built this defense. Mike Zimmer was quoted like 2 weeks ago saying, listen, this is a good defense. We can't keep all of it if you pay a quarterback $30 million. I like Kirk Cousins. He is a complimentary quarterback. By the way, offensive line issues, they lost the running back. Well, his numbers came down. They weren't competitive during the season. Like, to me, there's about 6 guys on the planet I'll pay whatever the market is. He's not one of them.
I agree.
He's just not.
I agree. He's not
Breeze,
one of those
Ben, Rodgers, Brady, Russell Wilson, Luck. The rest of them, I'm going to negotiate down.
So do you try to draft a quarterback. Even if you do draft a quarterback, what about getting Teddy Bridgewater in Denver? I think he should be the plan B for both Minnesota and Denver. You can't get Cousins.
I like him.
Who else is out there?
The advantage to that is Teddy's not a big, strong guy. You're going to be playing in Vegas warm weather, L.A. Chargers warm weather, 1 road game a year in Kansas City. Denver, by the way, you think if it's a snowy market, they don't play in snow much. actually.
No.
I don't want Teddy in a northern market, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Chicago. I don't think he has the arm strength to stretch the field. Denver would be okay.
Cousins is a Midwest guy, played at Michigan State. He can handle these weather issues that you got, Colin.
Yeah.
I just cannot believe Kirk Cousins gets them to the playoffs. That rotten franchise with the terrible owner. They ditch his wide receivers. His offensive line's crushed. 4,000 yards, 27 TDs. It's still not good enough for you, huh? You're never going to come around on Kirk Cousins.
I don't think he's great. $30 million a year is for the
I agree.
salary cap
I don't
going
think
up,
he's good.
Cowherd.
All right.
Jeez.
There you go. Coming up.